You know, I mentioned several times, there's times that this game makes you feel bad, and this has to be the first time I've ever felt bad for friggin' zombies. So, these three are just basically hanging out here. Just, hanging out in their little sludge swamp here. Got everyone moving down, going and taking their moves. This one wakes up, and they've basically just been killed over and over. This entire fight, I mean, I've just been, like, raining arrows down on them, and they've been dying and dying. These guys have been slowly running down there to go and finally finish them off. Basically have everybody just going and taking more and more shots at them, and, all they want to do is take a nap. They're not going anywhere. All the other dragons went up the stairs, but these three just want to hang out. Just sitting here, they'll throw out their stuff every now and then, but, no huge deal going on. But yeah. Poor bastards, they just want to sit here and wait. And then just finally felt bad, because, yeah. Kept on shooting at him, kept on shooting at him. Till finally, one of their friends finally got exercised here. Like I said, one of those few times that I actually feel bad for zombies here. And everyone did all their stuff. Until finally, yeah, it happened. Poor bastard had to go. But yeah, there's still a few floors to go here. Entirely sure what's coming up next. I know it's not until 51 that there is the first item to look for. Most I've just been going and playing this thing and fast forward. But, yeah, current plan is just to go get all the cursed stuff. I figure I might as well go do that. And I figured I haven't done one of these in a few floors, so why the hell not? Poor bastards. What they wanted to do was hang out in their friggin' dragon spa down here. It's clearly set up like a spa, look around. And it's been like 6, 7 fights, nobody's gotten a level. Nobody's gotten any new skills or anything else. But apparently it kinda just branches off here. I had a map up. Should probably go take a look at that crap. Where are you, map? Somewhere. Yeah, apparently first availability of the Book of the Dead's on level 37. So that path's to the left, so if you go 36 and 37, or take a shortcut through the right, they use a zombified character during the battle on level 22 to turn them into a skeleton or a ghost. Well, that sounds like a really bum deal, so, 35 it is. Yeah, I've just been using the same party. This is actually a pretty effective sweeper party right here. I don't really know why I've had those two swapped around for so long. But 2 exorcists, 2 Balder bowers, and then 4 mainliner / hybrid type situations. Gildas as a white knight, Faced as a regular knight, and then, well, these guys as their same old stuff. Cool how they end up switching up the music, though. I mean, it's nice to see some of these unique maps every now and then. They do seem to reuse quite a few of the floors. Which I suppose was inevitable. Going stuff for all friggin' floors. To be honest, it's ridiculous enough as it is. Oh, truth be told, I'm not sure why it had to be 100 floors. Seems like they felt like they, got 90% of the way through the game and thought, you know what, we want to be a roguelike too. Picked one with a very, very, very long setup. Who knows? I mean, I do plan to start doing, like, weird Iron Man runs with maxed out characters and all that later on, so I suppose it's not that far-fetched. I think this is one of the Was that last one unique? I think that last one was, I haven't seen that last one before, I haven't seen this one before. The maps before that definitely have. Actually, there was one that was kind of cool, but I didn't end up recording it, because it was just kind of a tedious fight, but, it was just this long, not necessarily long so much as just huge hallway. Not even like hallways in like a room hallway, I mean hall like, it's just easier to call it a hall, let's call it a hall. So, yeah, it was this hall thing, which is like a crap ton of monster units in there. And once again, this is going reasonably well because of thing actually being balanced. I don't know how anybody ever would have done this without a Dragoon in their party. Let me make sure that this is working. Oh, that one works. It doesn't seem to get rid of the witch, like... That one I've already tested multiple times. Bummer. This guy... yeah, worth it enough. Probably would have been okay with just the heal too. Waste of MP. But given that this is mostly like tiny versions of fairy units and dragons. Nice thing is, with a bunch of the moves that are available, it's pretty possible to just cut down a lot of these especially ones that use TP and stuff like that. If you've got a few hammer guys, you've got a few that can stun, you can trivialize the hell out of them, really. Oh, okay, I'm back. Go take care of a couple things. You up. So it feels like when I was going back and testing this out on my pretty much the same file, just on the base game. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Like you were just basically waiting for the Dragoons to take their turn, and then the Exorcists to take their turns, and it was just like Dragoons and Clerics and nothing else. Or, you know, just a full Dragoon party. And then just used Exorcism stuff, but that stuff... from what I've counted so far, that would run out far below the time that you'd actually get to the bottom, even if you had 99s on everything. The first thing she hasn't been able to hit consistently in a while. Actually, one thing that's especially funny is if you have two bow users with a rank 6 or higher. That's another thing that can absolutely trivialize this thing, because so many of these random ghosts and things that are around end up carrying around summons. Charm one of them and they'll just go and take out entire groups of their guys like nothing. I was originally thinking to go and record all this stuff, but quite frankly, like I've mentioned, so many of the exact same fight, I think it's better just to do them at random here. Like every time I see a map I haven't seen before. So this is, you may notice, like, despite his ridiculousness... Oh wait, who was he hitting 17 on? Like he was hitting 17 on somebody before. But, if you go and, like, retry this fight in base game, that's kind of the problem that you run into there. You just really can't hurt anything. All the fairy-type units are usually just going to be way too evasive. All of the monster units will just have unusually high defense for some reason. But, thank you, mods. Or mod, in this case. It's actually possible to hurt things. They're still threatening in their own way. Just short of being able to nuke them. Actually, one thing that I do regret not recording is the floor 16 fight. Because there was this kind of awesome moment where I just ended up having to fill a bunch of gaps with clerics. There's just these guys with friggin' sticks going and beating down on, like, a bunch of golems and stuff. It's pretty great. And have some pretty good fun here, I think. It's definitely less of a torturous funhouse than it was before. More of an actual funhouse, where there's just lots of interesting, or at least semi-interesting, or at least loot-providing fights. Oh, speaking of loots, actually. Well, for one thing, cliffs. Nothing to do with loot, I'm just saying cliffs. Cashwell got knocked off one, so she lost one of her lives, but no, ended up finally getting a teleportation item. Actually the first time I've ever found one of those. So that was nice. The game decided to be nice there. I understand there's actually supposed to be 4 wind items here. I don't know if that's one of them. I mean, it didn't seem to mention that it was one of them, if it was. Some kind of set that apparently you used to be able to find 4 of in this place, and now you can only find 3 of, because the last one's on Bronza. Whatever. Sort of wind set. You know, I still haven't found the dragon set. Or at least parts of the dragon set. I finally found the helmet. That took me longer than it really should have. And actually, I already had the book for crafting it. Apparently never put it together. Can I heal anyone here? What are your hit chances on this? Unacceptable. Good to know. So probably this is the only chance I'm going to get to use this, but have anti-venom as well. Apparently using the old-timey spelling of venom. Went for venin instead. Knock him off the cliff. Yes! It's actually funny, despite having wings, all of the winged units can still be knocked off cliffs. Sure, you don't get their loot, but whatever. Guide says that this is not a floor to worry about, so whatever. Should I be going off just that guide? Probably not. Actually, there's a bunch of different guides with different information, so I'm sure I'm missing something or other. I'm sure I'm missing plenty of stuff, in fact. So. I will say I'm starting to question why the hell I bring Daza along. Seems like he has this big moment at the start of every fight where, okay, he binds a guy and is semi-useful for a little bit, but then ends up getting himself stuck somewhere. Oh crap. Well, that went well. Hey, Fairy, how do you feel about joining us? This is why I keep 2 of them around. Because they'll basically just go and turn entire fights by themselves. Based, that's not terribly useful. Yeah, there was one time that there was one of the, I don't know if they're really ghosts or whatever they are, but one of the blue knights there, guy basically comes along and decides, you know what, he needs to cure a debuff off himself, so he gets charmed and basically uncharms himself as his charm move. Good to be able to mass undo that now. Our people aren't incompetent anymore. And you know, I think that's just really what made the original frustrating at times. Like, these people have been through a lot. They should be extremely competent, not, you know, bizarrely limited at every turn. Ooh, and she's upgraded her dying skill. Ag stab on him. Yes. If there's one thing that's due for a speed up, I think it's the resonance moves, especially in here. Love the Evil Dead reference there. Actually funny how many references there are that a lot of people probably never even saw because they're in here. There's Death Eaters that directly... I mean, they're well more than direct Harry Potter reference. And hell, they even mention that their boss is he who must not be named and all that crap. In Cenobites, you got your Hellraiser reference, theoretically. Got some Lord of the Rings references in there and everything. Probably should be getting my other cleric in here to be hiring some of these dragons. Funny thing is, I thought that I was actually all tapped out as far as party space. Completely missed the part where I wasn't. Oh, there's that. There's a metric buttload of dragons in here. Oh, actually, wait a minute. I don't need those anymore because I actually went to this... Okay. So it's kind of a sample thing. I went up to the surface. Went and took a look at that transcription book that I picked up earlier. And good news, he actually completely overlooked... There's the wiki mark in there, so basically just gonna go and go put some of those together instead of redoing the entire process. Unfortunate situation with Denalta there. The crit on her, oh well. But yeah, I went and asked on the forum, and yeah, it was actually unintentional, but I'll definitely take it, because so far all of the class marks that I wanted to check out and either screwed up or couldn't get to drop or whatever else are in there. So it's got the Heretic, it's got the Knight Commander, it's got the Wiki, it's got... I mean, pretty much all of them, even two classes that I don't have yet. The Paladin and the Astromaster. Well, plan is to get those down the road. A little bit funny that they decided to give Lands his own class still. I mean, it's fitting, but like once you've gone that far into the game, is there really a point? Feels like with all the DLC stuff, now I could be wrong. As far as I can tell with the DLC stuff, they added in Angel Knights, so they weren't a thing originally. Darn. Probably shouldn't be taking these impossible to hit chances. Yeah, so I understand Angel Knights weren't a thing originally, that they just flat out took them out and DLC'd them in, which would have been super douchey if it happens. Thankfully that was just in Japan that they had that issue. Actually, when they said, when I was looking through that interview there, they said that they had gotten most of their feedback from the Japanese community. It made a lot more sense to me as far as how some of the balancing went. Because there were quite a few fights, seemed to have more of that Slinky type of damage there. It seems like a lot of Japanese games seem to have that preference for one reason or another. Personally, I've never been a fan of that, but you know what? Whatever floats your boat. And when I'm talking about Plinky Sword's damage, I mean like where it takes 40 hits to kill a guy because he falls strong because the plot demands it. And other guys are super weak and completely unable to hurt the guy because the plot demands it, so... For the whole, like, EO Western thing of everyone's friggin' vulnerable, everyone's strong, though. Everyone's competent, but everyone can die. Is that a little bit grim? Maybe. But just how I always preferred things. It's actually funny because I was doing this AI arena thing earlier with Legos. It kind of reminded me that I used to do this this thing with Legos, kind of similar to this. I would just have like armies of like, well, give or take like 30 dudes, and would just put together this castle thing. I had a pretty significant collection. Hey, wait, one minute. But yeah, usually the castle would end up destroyed. There'd be huge casualties on all sides, and it would be all depressing and grim and everything. And then the next week would be spent with all of them in pretty much makeshift hospital beds. I was a weird kid, okay? I don't know why I did all that stuff, but kind of fun, you know? It wasn't necessarily fun, it was just more like a joy of tragedy kind of thing. Well, I guess it's time to wrap up the fight, because all these guys are dropping dead or dropping my guys dead. Right here, because there's not much else I can do. Anyone can finish off that Cockatrice. Oh man. No, wait, I don't need a Hydra anymore. Never mind. I was about to restart the fight to go pick up that Hydra. Don't need it anymore. I don't need to rehire Deneb. Speaking of which, I need to remember to be done with this friggin' dungeon before the next patch comes. The Awkward suddenly became available. Actually, I plan to be done with at least this particular part I'm going for by next part. What I'm going for, I wanted to build my Deneb character there to be kind of a bizarre one-hander spear and handgun build. And, well, in order to do that effectively, I need to pick up the Snub Fusel, the Petronel, and ideally for somebody else picking up the Cursed Fusel along the way, because for whatever unknown reason, that thing is available sooner than the other two. But, oh crap, the game's back. Everyone come here. Bam. Kind of funny, half this guy's tree is dedicated to actual skills instead of buffs now. So nice to see. Fun. Returns. Just a mop-up thing at this point. Huh? I'll pick up the card, though. Kinda wish you got the cards even if you didn't pick them up. Not so much for their stats, but for traps. Pitiful stats as always. And floor 38. Corner over there. Nope. Oh, interesting. Apparently floor 39 is available after 40. So it goes 38, then 40, then 39. Although 41... Oh, crap. Okay, at 41 there's a chance to turn somebody into a Lich, and I know who I want that to be. Okay. I will come back at 41.